In the gentle shadows of the southern sky, one of the most enduring legacies in modern American history is quietly drawing to an end. As the world prepares for the inevitable passing of Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, we find ourselves reflecting not just on his years in the Oval Office, but on a lifetime of service, humility, and unshakable conviction. Jimmy Carter, who was the 39th President of the United States and winner of the 2002 Nobel Peace Prize, died calmly at his home surrounded by his family in Plains, Georgia on Sunday, December 29, 2024. Jimmy was born in 1924 and his life spans nearly a century of profound change, so he was 100 and he was the longest-lived president in US history. The news of his passing will no doubt bring a sense of sorrow, but it will also give a deep understanding of gratitude. Gratitude for a man who lived with humility, who spoke with conviction, and who always put others first. From a small farm in Plains, Georgia, to the global stage, Carter's journey was never one of grandiosity or flash. Instead, it was shaped by integrity, persistence, and a belief that service to others was the highest calling. As a young man, Carter's heart lay in his family's peanut farm. His early life on the land fostered a work ethic and understanding of the community that would define his character. His commitment to a better future was not born from politics, but from the soil of Georgia and the lessons of his upbringing. His roots were planted deep in Georgia soil. It wasn't about politics, but about people. He learned early on that true success was measured by the lives you touched, not the titles you held. Basically, Jimmy started his national duty in the Navy, where he advanced swiftly to the rank of lieutenant. He would benefit greatly from his methodical, meticulous approach in the years to come, but politics soon drew him in and he decided to run for Georgia governor. However, Carter aimed to overcome historical politics as governor by opposing ingrained bigotry, promoting change, and molding Georgia's future. But his transition from a regional leader to a national icon would be marked by his 1976 presidential campaign. His victory in the 1976 election was historic. In the aftermath of Watergate and the resignation of Richard Nixon, the American public was desperate for integrity. Carter promised the people of America to restore trust in the White House. As president, no doubt, he was both idealistic and pragmatic. His administration focused on human rights, peace, and energy independence. He brokered peace between Egypt and Israel with the historic Camp David Accords, a feat that would later earn him the Nobel Peace Prize. Camp David remains one of Carter's crowning achievements. It was not just about politics, it was about bringing two nations, once locked in fierce conflict, to the table to find common ground. It was diplomacy at its finest, demonstrating Carter's belief that peace was not a lofty ideal, but a tangible, achievable goal. Of course, Carter's presidency was not without its challenges. An economy struggling with inflation, the oil crisis, and the devastating Iran hostage crisis tested his resolve. His decision to launch a military mission to rescue American hostages from Tehran failed, a moment that would haunt his presidency. When Jimmy Carter left office in 1981, many expected him to fade into obscurity, as so many former presidents do. Instead, he embraced a new chapter of public service that would make him an even more revered figure. He became a tireless advocate for global human rights, a humanitarian, and a champion for the marginalized. He worked alongside Habitat for Humanity, helping build homes for families in need, and traveled the world as a peacemaker and election observer. After his presidency, Carter could have retired into a quiet life. Instead, he chose to continue fighting for justice, for peace, for the less fortunate. Through Habitat for Humanity, through his work with the Carter Center, and through his tireless advocacy for human rights and public health, his legacy would grow far beyond the walls of the White House. As Jimmy Carter approaches the final chapters of his extraordinary life, he remains steadfast, a quiet giant whose legacy transcends politics. His impact will be felt long after he has passed. For Carter, the work was never about personal glory, it was always about others. Though we prepare to say goodbye to this incredible man, let us not forget that his family, his friends, his fellow Americans, his people will carry his spirit forward. His vision of a better world, one where kindness, fairness, and peace prevail, lives on in each of us. When Jimmy Carter passes, we will mourn his loss. But we will also celebrate a life well lived, a life that transcends politics, that transcends time, and that transcends borders. For a man who gave everything for others, the world will remember him with reverence and deep appreciation. And so, as we face the reality that the time to say goodbye to Jimmy Carter is drawing near, we are left with a simple truth. His death will mark the end of an era, but his spirit, his commitment to service, peace, and humanity will live on forever. In every home he helped build, in every peace treaty he brokered, in every life he touched, Jimmy Carter's legacy will endure. Thank you, Jimmy Carter. You have served us all, and your light will never fade. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this interesting video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you can stay tuned for the latest updates. We'll catch you soon. Goodbye for now.